right, so we are live. Welcome everybody to the Third View First In podcast. I'm here with Geno.
Hey, how's everybody?
What's new with you this week, Gene?
I got a new coffee mug. This is the excitement of 50-year-old men. I switched to Yeti finally.
Yeah.
Thank you, Matt Ersta from McKeesport, for showing me the light. And I got a new pooper scooper for the backyard.
Oh, nice. Did you actually get the grass cut between the rain?
I did today. I got a lot of grass cut today. Well, I got our house cut today, so.
Well, so we have a big episode, stacked show ahead today. We got two guests, some big fire stories, some FireCam giveaways, and we're just going to get right into it. We're going to first bring on Captain James Chabalie from the Elizabeth Township Fire Department, and he's going to do a little Apparatus Spotlight for us. Welcome, Chabs. Thanks for coming on the show.
Hey, what's up, man?
How's it going?
It's good. So you got an Apparatus Spotlight. You're going to do Rescue 140, I believe, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Biasly, in my opinion, probably one of the best equipped rescues on this side of the county. I think a lot of people probably don't realize the capabilities we have on it. So we'll get it out there and.
Well, it's actually interesting. I was talking to Gene a little bit before the show. He said McKeesport actually used you guys.
Yeah, for special calls, obviously for rescue equipment, we've used you in the past. We've used you in the past. We did a pick with our ladder truck, two people down in the creek. If you remember.
Yeah, I was at work for that. I missed that one, but I do.
Yeah. I mean, we would not have been able to complete that task without the help of you guys. So, I'm anxious, just as anxious as the viewers, is to find out everything that's on that rig so I can put it in the back of my cranium when I'm on a run. So thank you.
We don't go out politicking trying to get on people's calls, but if you need us, we'll come. Well,
and I'm sure, that if I need you, you'll be there. Thank you very much.
You're not allowed to politic and get on calls anymore, are you?
No comment.
All right, so you want me to go start sharing the photos, or?
Yeah, sure.
You ready? All right, I'll get you up there. All right, take it away.
All right, so here she is. It's a 2016. I can't remember if it's titled a 16 or a 17. We got it in September of 16. Spartan Gladiator chassis with a 4-guy's body. Obviously, a walk-in rescue, which is a little bit different for this side of the county. It has its pros and cons for sure. As cool as it is riding in a walk-in rescue truck, it's also really nice to be able to see what you're pulling up on when you pull up on scene. Yeah, that's the biggest drawback in my opinion. But the amount of equipment we can store on this is just phenomenal. So it's here. She is. It's
a big rig.
It is.
We were obviously 4 guys built our ladder and engine for us, and we were up there in the end stages of your rig coming off the line.
Yeah, so, I actually have a picture of our rescue, Portview's engine, and Lincoln's tanker sitting next to each other in one of the shops.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, they're all torn apart and everything still.
Yeah, 4 guys makes a really good body, man. Really good
body. Yeah, I mean, it's a great truck. It's been a good safety mechanism for us because, the old rescue we had, we were running sometimes 20, 30 pins a year. Mm-hmm. I think last year we did 2 with this truck.
Oh, okay.
It definitely brought some safety to it. Not that we won't wish bad on anybody, but we like to stay up on our skills and everything too,
Right. A lot of drills. I'm sure you guys train a lot.
We try to, yeah. We have a good group of dedicated people that really put a lot of effort and heart into it.
Sure.
I got to give credit to Johnny Walter. He's the one that really laid out this truck from beginning to end for the most part.
How's he doing?
He's good, real good.
Tell him I said hi.
Will do. I mean, you'll see as we go through the compartments, there's not really any wasted space on this truck. And when we first got it, it's like, how are we gonna fill this thing up, But we definitely did that, and we still have some room for other stuff if we need to. But
yeah,
we're doing pretty good. So I'll go through and when I took pictures today, I went from the front and worked my way around the rear to the other side. Then I did the inside of the body. So the first thing we have a pinnable or a bumper mounted winch on the front of here. And we do use this. We actually used it. Was it Christmas Eve? We had a crash on Happy Hollow Road. We used it to help stabilize the vehicle.
Okay.
While the guys were extricating the patient. Not something we use a lot, but it's definitely a good tool to have for when we do need it.
Sure.
This is the compartment behind the cab, right behind like the driver and the officer door. It's a transverse compartment. The two top shelves are static; they don't move at all, and the bottom tray will slide out fully on both sides. Basically, we keep in here, brooms, shovels, road closed signs, some miscellaneous things like that. They're too big to put in any other compartments, really.
Mm-hmm.
And here's a view of it, fully extended on the driver's side.
Oh, okay. I see. It's right behind the cab. Okay.
Yeah. And here's a view of a little bit of what we got on it. Here's the underbelly compartment on the ones on the driver's side and the officer's side are pretty much mirrored. That's where we have our heavier timbers.
Okay.
4x4s, 6x6s, and things of that nature.
Gotcha.
Right. This is the first compartment on the driver's side. This compartment and the one on the officer's side are mirror each other in some respects, and you'll see when we get to that part. And we have tons of cribbing down there. The orange bag on the right there, beside the block cribbing.
Yeah.
There's like a kind of a go bag that has some cribbing in there and wedges and things like that. Above that, we have the trench panels for if we have any kind of trench rescue scenarios. We're actually putting a trench class on in August, I believe, is when we're having it for our guys.
Well, you know what? Oh, for your guys. Okay, never mind. Okay, I thought you were having like an open class. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, we do. When we do have open classes, we do invite people. If you want to shoot me your contact info, I can.
Well, that and also if you wanted, we would share it on the podcast.
Yeah.
A class,
Okay,
upcoming classes would be a great segment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because I usually share it with our mutual aid when it's open. All of our surrounding people. I'll throw you guys on there if you shoot me your contact info.
Yeah, anybody out there, really, if you got an upcoming class in your fire department or you know one, send us a link. Send me a link. Send Sullivan a link or Keith. Okay, I'm sorry. Good.
No, you're good. Moving up from that on the right side, we have two Stokes baskets. One's kind of with the wire frame there, and one's the hard one. We also have all the necessary rigging and everything you would need for that if you're doing like a haul or a lift or a lower with it. We have just about everything you could want for it. Obviously, traffic cones there. We have a cord reel with a junction box on the end of it there, and an air reel to the left of that. And also, if you look close, there's the fuse panel that controls like all the generator stuff on the truck.
Oh, okay.
That's that low pressure air reel, 250 foot. We have two low pressure reels and a high pressure reel on the truck.
For bags?
For bags, for struts, for whatever we need it for.
Oh, okay.
Here's the compartment behind that one going down towards the rear. So originally when this truck was spec'd, it was supposed to have reels off of both sides.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a thought of maybe doing all battery on the whole truck. Battery technology is still kind of newer then, so we kind of compromised and did a hybrid model.
Okay.
The driver's side has our hydraulic reels and our electric hearse pump on there as well. We usually leave the cutter and the spreader pre-connected. We also have a combi tool there and an assortment of rams above that. And then we have the top shelf there. We have the different arm attachments for the hearse spreaders and everything. Another pre-connected electric reel there. We leave our Sawzall pre-connected to that. And you'll see when we get to the other side, this kind of mirrors the battery tool compartment as well. Just to kind of give some familiarity as you're going on both sides of the truck, even though they are different systems, they kind of resemble each other in a way too.
Yeah. Well, you have it laid out, you mean?
Yeah, the way we have it laid out. And then that slide out tray there, we have the junkyard dogs and two high lift jacks or farm jacks, however you want to describe them. Here's a kind of close up of that.
Oh, okay.
We have the same thing on the other side as a mirror to this as well.
Like Jeep jacks.
Yeah,
Old school
yeah.
Jeep jacks, yeah.
Yep. Not something we use a lot, but definitely have their place when you need them for sure.
If you know how to use them, you can do a lot with them.
Yeah, for sure. Even if you just need to lift real quick to get a little bit of space,
Yep.
All right, moving back to the, that's just a close-up of our Ram assortment there, all the old Hurst Rams. All right, moving back my picture must go out of order here. or I might have forgot to upload one. So the compartment to the left of this, I don't know if you can see my cursor there.
Yeah.
That's basically like some portable lighting and electrical type things there.
Okay.
I thought I uploaded that picture. I guess I didn't. The next compartment's our saw compartment.
My favorite.
We have the K12s, the cutter's edge. We have a regular chainsaw, a concrete chainsaw.
Yeah.
Because I mean, obviously, if we're going as the heavy rescue and into maybe a collapse situation, you never know what you're going to need.
Right.
So this truck was really thought out well with equipment wise when we built it, and there's really not a lot that we want that we don't have. I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the far back compartment on the driver's side. I don't know if I can zoom it. Yeah. So we have a lot of chains and everything there.
Oh, that's cool. That's really clean looking.
Yeah, it is. Sorry about that.
All right.
You think I don't work with computers every day?
That computer would be on fire right now if I needed to do that because I know nothing.
So basically, we have everything in here from pipe shut-off kits to chains and hooks and bottle jacks, floor jacks, oil dry. And the wintertime, we keep a jug of calcium on there for anti-slip and everything there. Yeah, I mean it's.
See, that's the difference between McKeesport and Elizabeth Township. He puts calcium on their trucks. We put just regular rock salt. Sorry, man. Had to make a joke.
Oh, that's good. I'm good with it. We're fortunate in that respect. We just go fill up when we need to and use it. We try to keep them on every truck in the wintertime just because you never know what situation you're going to be in, how long you're going to be waiting for PennDOT or county or public works. They're busy with something else. Moving along to the back, that's the back of it. Obviously, we have the two scene lights there that are portable. We can take off and hook up to the electrical boxes and get scene lighting anywhere we need to. We have two roof hooks on either side of the crew doors there. Obviously, the porch lights up on top, which the scene lighting has come so far in Apparatus. You almost don't even need a light tower anymore with as bright as the truck mounted lights are. They just light up so much.
Yeah, my chief's big into that. I'm sure you probably know. We've changed 2 or 3 times already. Different because it's all new technology. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd love to retrofit some of our older apparatus with the newer ones too. But even just like because we have the brow light as well, and it's nice when you pull up to a crash, just flip that on real quick, and you get full visibility almost.
Right.
I like your 343 on the back.
Yeah, that was I believe that was Brian Morgan's idea when it was spec'd.
With respect.
This truck eventually, hopefully in the near future, will be changing to our red and gold instead of the orange and blue. And some people have mixed feelings on that, but it's going to look real sharp with a new color scheme on it.
The redder, the better.
I mean, you've seen we've done our engine and our new squads and everything, and in the new ladder truck, and it really looks nice and clean on them.
Yeah, it does.
This little compartment here, we have some bigger airbags on the bottom there, and then some more piece of wood up top for your shoring or structure collapse type scenarios there. We have a portable winch under the back step. This can be used in this position or any of the winch points around the vehicle. I think there's 2 or 3 on each side of the truck. I can't remember for sure. Again, something that's not utilized a whole lot, but having that ability to use it if you need it is really great.
Yeah.
This is our strut compartment. I've been told that the Paratech lovers drool over this compartment.
Yeah, that's really clean looking, neat.
Yeah, and a lot of this mounting was done in-house by a couple of our guys. They really made it look nice, and it's actually something proud to look at. It's
absolutely, yeah.
It's so clean, and there's a lot of money in that compartment.
Is it really?
Yeah, I mean, we've gotten some things on grants and stuff, but if you take the total value of it, that's a lot of assets there. We have the the hydrofusion struts and everything too. Oxyacetylene torch down there.
Nice.
This is the compartment, one of the compartments above the back tandem. Basically, just more just some of the Paratech monopod kit, some swivels, and some the Paratech trench controller we have there, and you obviously see some screws and nails and stuff there for if you're having to shore anything up.
Sure.
We have everything labeled pretty well in the truck to make sure that everything goes back in its place and people know what's what. Our Paratech bipod bases are up there as well. This is the compartment over the front tandem. Has our air controllers in it. And those yellow boxes there are the airbag controller kits. And then we have the, obviously, truck-mounted air system controls there as well. Air tools, impact wrenches. We have an SCBA with a regulator on it ready to go if we need to go over a hill or somewhere too far from the truck.
Oh, okay.
It's already pre-connected to the regulator. We just take it and make the necessary connections, and we're good to go.
So that's actually filtered air?
No, not that. That's, I mean, it's an SCBA bottle, but
I thought you meant the air system on the rig, like
no,
those air reels.
Yeah,
Think about that. That's a good idea.
Yeah. I don't. It may be. I'm not 100% sure on that. Again, that's another thing that doesn't get used all that often. But as you see above in the we have a label up here that tells you the operating pressures for various tools, whether it's airbag, air chisel, air ratchet. That way it kind of takes the thinking out of it. It's already there for you when you're going to control it.
Yeah, because we love thinking.
Right. This is the battery tool compartment on the other side. As you see, it does resemble the hydraulic tool compartment pretty well. We have our Genesis battery operated tools on here. We do have a portable hearse pump as a backup to the electric hearse pump that's truck mounted, just in case, because you never know what you're going to get into. We have battery operated scene lights there, battery operated air reciprocating saw, spare batteries. Just various tarps and things like that. We have some various hand tools and drills and things like that down the bottom there.
Yeah, it's crazy how these battery technology. I think we've talked about this before.
Yeah,
like we switched all. We still have some portable hydraulic stuff, but mostly of all our tools now are battery operated. It's amazing the technology that it seems like it was just like overnight.
Yeah, and obviously, hindsight's 20/20. Going back, if we would have known the technology was going to be that
absolutely
refined,
Yeah.
I would love to retrofit our truck now and make it all battery, so it's the same on both sides.
Yeah, it probably make that
all comes with a cost, obviously.
Lots of money.
I actually think we applied for a FEMA grant. We haven't been denied yet, so we'll see how that goes. That's just the tray for the spreader and cutter pull out there.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, if we're pulling up to a pin job, this is the first tools we're going to be grabbing. Right. We're not going to go the hydraulic unless we really need to, or we have multiple vehicles.
Yeah.
It's so much easier and quicker to deploy these.
It's funny you said the prices. It's nuts. While they were doing a demo, whoever the salesman there was a nice gentleman, but we were doing a demo and they had a real small, real compact spreader. It was like almost like a forcible entry type.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, man, I was teaching heavier at the time, and I'm like, man, that would be a really cool tool to teach written survival with. And he told me what the price is. I almost fell over.
Yeah.
I bought a pickup truck for less than that.
You're not kidding. So on our new Quint we put in service over at Station 4 in Green Oak, we actually bought a brand new Genesis battery cutter and spreader to put on that truck as well. Since they don't have Rescue 4 anymore, we still wanted to keep rescue capabilities on that side of the township as well.
Oh, okay.
So they do have a kind of a light assortment of rescue tools and cribbing and things like that over there as well.
But you guys are at FBD.
Primarily, yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And this is the other compartment opposite the other cribbing compartment. You see very similar layout.
Yeah.
Obviously, it is transverse to an extent with the trench panels. We have 2 little giant ladders there. which are the greatest thing since sliced bread in some cases.
Absolutely, yeah.
Again, have another aerial up there as well as a power cord up there as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the other underbelly compartment on this side.
Okay.
And this is just the compartment behind the cab doors.
Oh, the transverse.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, it pulls out fully on this side as well. The battery operated leaf blower has been really great for just debris cleanup and everything too. Something we really didn't think we'd use as much as we do when we bought it, but it's come in handy for us.
Yeah.
We do have these rigging points all around the truck, on the body of the truck. If we need to, if we need to set up some kind of haul system or anything like that off the truck, we can do that as well. Did we use that when we came to McKeesport for that one, or did we use your aerial?
We used the aerial, but I had seen a picture of that setup. I forget where it was on, maybe social media or something. But
is that they were on the Westinghouse Bridge at one time? Maybe,
yeah. I can't remember, but I remember seeing it. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. Really good thinking there. Yeah.
And we do have a lot of guys that work in the mill and everything too, so they're trained in that high angle and in confined space and everything like that too. So we bring the equipment and the knowledge in most cases too.
Keith, you think you could drive that big rig?
Oh, I'm sure I could.
Okay.
To be honest, you almost forget how big it is when you're driving it. It is a little top heavy sometimes getting around bends, but overall it drives really nice.
That's big, man.
Yeah. So this is going into the body of the truck. Under the bench seat, we have some more longer piece of wood there. Attic ladders, extension ladders, roof ladder.
Oh, is this not the rear?
Yeah. This is in the body, like where the crew area is. This is under the bench seat where this is kept.
Okay.
Some pike poles in there as well. And that's the view inside that diamond plate compartment where we were just looking.
Oh, okay. I got you. Okay.
Kind of a darker picture, but that's just kind of a more close-up view of like the air pack seats and the water cans and dry chem. This is the first compartment on the left as you're walking in the body. This is our pre-rigged rope bags. We have some pre-rigged bags. We have some other bags. We have all the hardware for everything, whether it's carabiners, pulleys, anything you could need for rope rescue. We have it on this truck. And this is the next compartment over. We have some 400-foot bags there, spare MPDs and everything.
Yeah.
This truck actually, we don't have a lot of members on Shake Hog anymore, but this truck, I believe, was one of the primary pieces of equipment for this part of the county for Shake Hog.
Oh, okay.
And moving down, we have the top is the harnesses, everything for our crew, and then rescue helmets if you don't want to wear your structural helmet on a technical rescue call.
Oh, okay.
So instead of issuing them out to everybody, we just keep them on the truck. That way they're there and you won't forget them or anything like that. Moving down, we have our personal flotation devices, rope, water rescue throw bags. Again, something we don't hardly ever use. We don't really dabble in the swift water stuff. There's enough people that specialize in that we don't need to throw our hat in the ring with that, I don't think.
Yeah. We're a lot of good assets.
I give the swift water people credit because I certainly wouldn't want to do it.
No, we have a lot of good assets in Long Valley, so
absolutely.
We're fortunate. We're very fortunate.
This is the confined space compartment. We have confined space communications kits, confined space ventilation system. There's the confined space blower and everything there.
Okay.
And then the Yates harness. So I didn't take a picture of the front of the truck because we keep a lot of like absorbent pads and booms and everything for.
Yeah.
But behind those is all of our airbags. We want to keep them off of the side of the truck and kind of more out of the elements, so we keep them in there where they're safe and sound. This is like a command desk. That's what it was supposed to be, is a command desk. We have the Allegheny County radios. We have Westmoreland radios, our gas meter in there. Obviously, a mobile radio if you are running command from some point.
Yeah. I've done that a couple times.
This is our QRS compartment. This vehicle is licensed as a QRS, as well as our engine 7 and all 3 squads and our utility. So we have 6 pieces of apparatus that are licensed as QRS units. I'm sure you've heard that's probably the vast majority of the calls we handle are QRS calls at this point.
Okay.
But I mean, it's a necessary service. We have a good relationship with Southeast Regional, and we work well with them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's an asset. It's a great asset to have right there in the middle of the township. Yeah.
And even if nothing else, if we weren't going on all these calls just for our own people, if
Sure.
something happened to one of us, God forbid.
Yep.
This is kind of that top garbage bag is some stuffed animals that were donated to us. If we have a child on a scene that we need to comfort, someone from the community donated those to us. We keep those on there as well. Triage, tags and equipment, bottled water, stay hydrated, obviously. Staying with that compartment. We have a table saw in there for the structure collapse.
Oh, wow.
If we need to cut wood or anything.
How many guys borrowed that?
I don't know. I don't do any home improvement projects myself. Just ask my wife. And that's just some miscellaneous hand tools and everything there in that compartment, and some pickets as well. I think that's all the pictures I have.
Thanks, man.
Of the truck. I don't know if anyone has any other questions about anything in particular.
I don't. I mean, I'll get your number off of Keith, and we'll catch up through text or whatever. You know,
Yeah,
maybe I got a
absolutely.
question about a rescue truck, rescue equipment, or whatever, and I don't. You know, I find I'll talk to you though for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Chabalie. It was very interesting learning about Rescue 140. Is it Rescue 147 or is this
Yeah, it's 140 rescue now.
140 Rescue. Nice.
Yeah.
I tried to explain that to you guys.
Yeah. All right, Chaps. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
All right.
All right. So that wraps up our apparatus spotlight
Yeah,
segment.
that's great, man.
So I want to do a shout out to our sponsor here, FireCam, piece of fire cameras for those who run towards the heat. The FireCam Mini 1080 was built for one thing, getting the job done in the worst possible conditions. It survives 900 degrees Fahrenheit temperatures. I know I was telling the last episode about we're looking to get a FireCam for our fire department, and we got the GoPro. But I think the heat was too much for it. We did a live burn the first time we went in, and we had the GoPro up on the helmet, and within minutes it just shut down. And so I don't know what happened. We ended up getting it reset somehow, but I guess the heat, from what I understand, when you have the GoPro, you sort of have to keep it down lower on your gear.
Okay.
But that's the nice thing about the FireCam Minis. It's built to survive that heat, and you can have it up on your helmet. And you don't have to worry about it, and it gets perfect 1080 quality video. Captures crystal clear HD and records audio, and so you can hear your radio traffic and you hear communication between your crews when you're watching the footage afterwards. I'd like to thank our sponsor. FireCam is making it possible. The first 500 subscribers, we're going to pick one of those subscribers to our YouTube channel to win one of these helmet cams.
Yeah, subscribe, please. Send it to your friends.
So we're a little over 100 subscribers right now. We're hoping to get that up. Really appreciate it if people take the effort to subscribe to our YouTube channel if they want to keep seeing the podcast. That really helps us out. Subscribe and like the videos,
please.
And again, we're going to pick somebody from the first 500 subscribers to win a free FireCam Mini 1080. So we're going to jump right into our next guest here. We have Captain Matthew Prentice from the Charleroi Fire Department. I'm going to bring you on. Welcome, Matthew. Thanks for coming on the show today.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, good to see you.
So we wanted to jump right into, we brought you in to specifically discuss a recent call where you made a grab, but we'll get to that a little bit. We'd start off with you just tell us a little bit about what got you in the fire service and how you came up in the department.
I've been in the fire department in Charleroi since 2003. And my father's been here since the 70s. So I started as a junior fireman, did that all the way through school, out of school. I worked part-time for Fallowfield, Jefferson Hills, North Strabane, worked on for Australia Mess full-time. it's just something I've always had in my life and wanted to make a career out of it. And where we are today.
You got to do it right at home.
That's
Right?
it. No better place.
Good, man.
Nice. So I wanted to start with, I want to do a little research after we talked. Why don't you tell us about the call that you had back 4 years ago on July 3rd, 2021? It was in Menneson.
Yep. 4 years ago, we responded to Menneson on a Saturday. Worked well with them guys over there, a good group of guys. We're going to a house fire. They got on scene, had a good fire going. What was a vacant house, and they arrived and they were told that there was to be some kids trapped inside. So we arrived there probably maybe the third due, engine into it. We're going down to assist with the search. Menneson's guys had a good knock on the fire. We went up into the second floor, started searching around, and floor in one of the bedrooms just must have been rotted out from the shape of the home that it was in, and it gave way. I ended up going through the floor to the first floor. I had fractured to my arm.
Wow.
I had some burns, some bumps and bruises. Was knocked out. Got life flighted to Pittsburgh. Can't thank the guys enough that got me out of there that day.
Good for you.
Just something you don't forget. You don't want to be a part of, but you won't forget it.
Right.
So what? I read in the news article you shattered your humerus.
Yep, from my shoulder to my elbow, I got a plate. It's
Nice.
Nice battle score there, huh?
the
Awesome.
plate that goes from my shoulder to my elbow, and I think there's I'd say maybe 21 screws I have in there.
Scars are cool.
Yeah,
So how long? What kind of recovery time you have on that?
I was
To
off
get
for
back
3
into
months.
things?
Yeah, 3 months I was off, just with therapy and getting the arm moving again from being in the sling. It could have been a lot worse than it was. I didn't really have any damage to any like tendons or muscles. There's really just the fracture to the bone. So it was just getting that arm working again and building the muscle back up in there. 3 months. That was July 3rd. I was back. I believe the end of September, beginning of October, and couldn't wait to get back. I mean, you talk about taking vacations, but when you're off for that long, it just starts to kill you after a while.
So no mental thing with getting back into it after that.
No, I mean, thankfully it didn't. No PTSD or nothing like that really hit me or anything. You still get, even to this day, I still get leery sometimes walking across the floor. I'll check it a little bit and like, but just something you got to force yourself to get through it, I guess.
That's fine.
Yeah, definitely some lessons learned, I guess.
Absolutely, yeah.
So then, there's a couple news stories you're involved in. There's another one with, I don't know if you were working or you just happened to come across, but end up giving somebody CPR.
There was work during another shift here. We responded to call for a male unresponsive, got there, and I'm trying to think if this is the one I'm thinking of. Mel was, I think he was just in respiratory arrest. Got him out of the car, started treatment on him, had him revived. By the time the ambulance was there.
Yeah, this one said on 3rd Street and Crest Avenue.
Yep. Yeah, that was how he's in a vehicle, yeah.
This was another successful save, apparently.
Good save. I mean,
And that brings us to the call we initially wanted to bring you on to talk about. So this was July 3rd of this year, right?
Yep. 2 weeks ago from tomorrow.
And McKean Avenue, about 11:52 a.m. So from understanding, Charleroi, how long ago did Charleroi start having paid staff?
So there used to be 4 or 5 guys on back in the 70s and 80s. There was always a driver in the station 24/7. And as they retired, I guess they just weren't replaced. And then in 90, I think it was in 99, they ended up bringing back a full-time driver who was here. And then I took over that position in 2019. I took it over full-time. And then just this year is when they brought my partner, Chris, on to have 2 of us in the firehouse. And
nice.
What a difference. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
a lot of people don't think, well, hey, so what can you do with 2 guys? Well, I mean, you got 2 firemen and not just 2 members, 2 firemen that know what they're doing. You can do a lot with that until the rest get there.
So 11:52 a.m. This call comes in for structure fire McKean Avenue.
Yep. Yeah. dispatched. I just sat down at the computer, and on the computer I do fire reports, and I keep the county CAD page up in the side there, and I seen it come up on there. So we got a little bit of jump on it for a fire trap. When I come out of the office, I told Chris that we got down in the 1,000 block of McCain for a fire entrapment. Come out, we get on the engine, literally one street below the fire station. So we come down, make a turn on the 4th Street here, or on McCain, going, it's about 6 blocks away, and you could see the smoke from 6 blocks out. And
Wow.
there's heavy construction on the street right now going through town. And I said, what worse time to have construction when you're trying to get to a fire trap?
Yeah.
So I remember looking over at Chris, and I said, Chris, whatever you got to do, just get us there. I don't care what you hit. Just get the truck there. We'll deal with that after. So we're coming down the street. We hit about a 900 block, and you could see there was construction. The construction workers were down there for a gas company. And you could see people pointing at the windows. You know you got something going on. There's people standing in the street pointing up. Pulled in, hopped off the rig there, and one of the ladies come over and said, there's a guy up in the window. You can actually hear him beating on the window.
No shit.
Yeah. So the workers there had put a ladder up already, and we're gonna attempting to get up to him. So I went up that ladder, got onto the roof. At this time, Chris is flaking out the hand lines because, like I said, houses are 1 foot, 2 foot from each other down there. We were worried about catching multiple houses on fire and having exposure issues with other people trapped in these occupied structures. So he's flaking out. I'm trying to get up onto the porch roof, come over to the window, and I knocked the window out. I was going to attempt to do a rescue from there, VES that room, if you want to say, and getting from there. I reached into the room, and I just swiped my hand. It was a dresser I found at the time. I thought I could feel him. Wasn't sure, but he was moving. It felt like someone moving away from me, and I'm assuming he was going towards the door of that room. At this time, that window was overcome by fire pretty good. So, but Chris had me a line up on the porch. I knocked the fire down real quick in there, trying to get a quick knock on the fire to give him some relief inside. Ended up coming down off the ladder and entered into the 1st floor. Got our way through the house up to the steps. I'm starting up the steps. I got good smoke and heat coming down about halfway down the steps. I was met with it. So I go up to the top of the steps. I'm going to start my search. We went up. It was like a hallway straight into. You could tell the layout of the house. You're going to that front room. As I started down into that front room, I come across some shoes. I noticed with something laying over the top of it. Flipped it over, and thankfully he was there on the ground. We had some good fire coming out of that room. They're venting out a side window.
Wow.
So the gentleman was a little bit bigger. I just gave it all my pull with my body weight, leaned back to the steps, and basically I just let my body weight take me and him down the steps. It took us down about halfway. I repositioned myself and tried to sit him up a little bit more to scoot him down, and I sat up.
Was he conscious?
He was still a little conscious. I just noticed at the time he started to moan a little bit, and I just told him, I said, Bud, we're going to take one more fall. I grabbed him again and just down the steps we went, made it to the bottom. There was right at the bottom of the steps, a little bit over, there was the kitchen door out to the back porch. Got him over there a little bit to the back door, and then I had there was 2 guys from our public works crew that were there, and were able to help me drag him from there out to where the ambulance was.
Nice.
Yeah.
So,
job, man.
yeah, great job. But so a question about the public works. So I was talking to you a little bit about this. So one of your guys on public works is a firefighter for Charleroi too, volunteer.
Yeah. So there's one guy on public works. He's a member of our department. He works on public works, and then there's a assistant fire chief from Bell Vernon, right across the river from us. He works on public works as well. And they're all hands on deck. Fire entrapment. They're throwing their hands in, and they're helping flake hose out. They're helping Chris get a water supply established and everything like that until we got the additional companies arriving in. Ended up going to a 2-alarm fire for the manpower. But it takes time. It's in a daylight fire like that, so you don't know what you're pulling from. How many firefighters you're going to get. So
right. And to me, talking about solutions in the volunteer fire service for staffing, I think doing that like a hybrid thing with the public works department is an awesome thing when the municipalities allow that. And it's just weird too, because it seems like so many public works departments end up having a lot of volunteer firefighters and on their
it's a blue collar job.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
So, but I know Whitehall Borough near us, they actually have a pretty successful operation like that, where their public works guys are allowed to go to calls, I believe, in town for structure fires that are in their town and stuff. So,
Yeah, it sounds like you guys have a good working system, a great working system out there.
Yeah, it does. Like I said, so there's me and Chris, my partner. We're here Monday through Friday, and then we do our volunteers. We have about 25 active members, and they do. So we fill evenings and some weekends, whatever their availability is.
Sure.
They'll do we call duty shifts, and they can work a 5 or an 8 hour shift for stipends. And that's benefited us too. Before I think one of the first shifts we had in our one of the municipalities we cover, we were dispatched for fire with entrapment. Thankfully, we had a guy in house to get the engine on the road real quick. It wasn't a good outcome for the patient, but the guys gave him the best chance they could. He was out into the ambulance. But that's just the benefits of having in-house staffing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this one you just described, it sounds like if there would have been any delay, the outcome might have been totally different.
Probably wouldn't. Yeah, it probably wouldn't have been. Good.
Seconds. It sounds like seconds. I mean, he takes a good gulp. Tries to get up, takes a good gulp. That's it.
I would say even if there wasn't the two of us here, if it had just been me like it was for years prior, you're asking for a lot of one guy to pull in there and try and size that up with exposures and people screaming at you saying there's entrapment, and you're trying to get lines in place so you don't have more. I think key for that was putting water on the fire too to give him a better chance to make his way out if he could. And just to make that more of a survivable space for him, and might have held it off enough for me to make my way up in like that. So he said even if Chris wasn't there with me, it might not have been a good outcome. So it's a team effort that some people don't understand it. They saw, how much is there to do on a fire? There's a lot to do on a fire. They don't get what's into it with the getting water supplies and throwing ladders and, ventilation, searches and secondary searches. Yeah. It's, you got to do it within, minutes, seconds. You got to do all this. They don't get it, but hopefully everything works. And I hope to see other fire companies. I hope to expand and other companies catch on to this and start getting staffing, and hopefully we can expand from here in Charleroi. So
I'm sure at one point we'll probably have a subject on that. But you're right. Staffing is really, and I don't care what anybody else says. That's the solution. It is the solution to the problem.
Yep, and not just I don't want this in staffing with firefighters.
That's what I meant.
People say, and I'm not knocking anybody, but to say we showed up with 10 guys, did you have 10 firefighters? Did you have 10 members? There's a difference between members and firefighters. I could be wrong by looking at that, but I'd rather have.
Well, I think the training qualifications need to be made.
Exactly. I'd rather have 2 guys that know what's going on versus 6
Firefighter 1 should not be able to get on a rig without Firefighter 1 today. The liability and just everything about this job and I've been in since the 80s, and it's the complexity and the technology. It's a change job, and people don't want to do it anymore.
No, and I mean that's I was, like I said, 2003. I'm 35 years old, but when I joined, I was brought up by the old school firemen. That's how when I'm going to fire.
Yeah, I can tell. The minute you talked to me pre-show, I knew. I mean, I
go into a fire and I got the 2 assistant chiefs. One's my father. They're coming in. They don't got masks on. Their leather lungs, man. That's what they do. One's throwing a chew in, and the other's, just taking some smoke. It's how it is.
Right.
Yeah.
And I did want to mention, the guy you saved, obviously he did have some burns according to the news. He's got probably a little bit of road recovery to him. There is a GoFundMe set up for his family. We'll have that link in our comments.
I believe there's a spaghetti dinner for him as well.
All right, I'll get the information on that too. We'll put that in our description. So if anybody wants to support the family, looking back, training throughout your career, is there any particular training moment that you think sort of set you up to make this grab?
Training moment, I mean, just you do they call it. I think it's called the Pittsburgh drill, when you just mask up and do a maze through there, and just working without having visibility. My visibility wasn't zero visibility, but it wasn't great. And just, being able to identify shoes and to remove cover and see a person, that's an incredible feeling. That you don't forget that. And like I said, just knowing your SCBA and how to work without seeing, I could say that's probably one of the best trainings you can do as far as an interior fireman goes.
Yeah, it's sort of answering a little bit of this question too. Another question I had is like, a lot of firefighters go their entire career without encountering something like this. So I just want what's the feeling to actually be involved in a save and know that your actions affected this guy's life?
Yeah, it's like being on a roller coaster. I guess you get the butterflies in your stomach. You're almost like, holy shit, here it is. And like I said, this is my first save where the individual is hopefully going to make a good recovery. And I was involved with one a couple of years ago in Denora. There was me and 4 other guys from here, and same thing, was a second floor search. We went in off porch roof into a window, and I had one of the thermal imaging cameras that we have for our officers. And as soon as I shined in, even there, you see a body in the camera. And I go, wow, that's a person. And they're right there.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's what they pay me for.
Yeah. It's like you said, you train for it. When it actually happens, into even better feeling is to hear that hopefully this guy's going to pull through. The last I heard, he was doing well, and that's what you're here for, man. That's what keeps it going. That's the job.
Badass.
Yeah, and so I know you mentioned when you brought him out, I think, did you say the guys from the road crew were right outside? They sort of helped.
When I got him down, they were there at the back door. And not bashful to get their hands dirty and get there and help me. And like I said, when you got a fire like that, and how we're working with volunteers, and you're waiting for them to get there, and it's all hands are a go at that time. And I'm not going to say I'm a Superman or not. From the maybe 12, 15 feet I took me from the second floor down them steps, I was drained. I was completely exhausted. We got him out, and I even went back up in after we got him out to put a knock on the fire. And one of our other captains at that time had come in through the top window. And I looked at him and I said, brother, I'm drained. It's you. I'm done from here.
Hey, listen, isn't it an awesome feeling that you're able to tap out on your own? You know what I mean? Instead of trying to push yourself to the point where you're going to collapse.
Exactly. I don't want to be the person that overdid it and collapsed, and then I become a victim myself. We don't need that.
Absolutely.
There's enough guys getting there. That's what he said. You pulled a second alarm, so you got manpower coming in.
Yep. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it sounds like things went pretty well on this call. Is there anything for younger firefighters coming up? Any advice you got to prepare yourself to make a successful rescue like this?
Training's good. I would say the biggest thing is listen to your senior guys who got the experience. That's probably they've been through it, and they're going to tell you what to expect. And not everybody does, but it's just listen to the guys that got the experience. You can have all the training in the world, but there's no training like hands-on experience. That's the biggest thing I can say.
Put the phone down.
Yeah, put the phone down.
I'm guilty of it too.
Yeah. You go on shift, you get bored. There's nothing to do. Sometimes you squirrel.
Yeah, sometimes there's 3 of us watching our phones together.
That's it.
Not saying anything.
And another thing I could say to adding Chris on, that is probably played a benefit for my mental health, because I'm not here by myself during the day. So now there's someone here. I got someone to talk to. If I think I did something wrong, I can talk to him.
You eat together.
You're together. You got lunch together and something like that. So that's a big key too, to having someone else here with you versus coming back from a fire or coming in the next day and you're by yourself. So the benefit of having 2 or more guys is unbelievable, as far as not even the fire end, but just the brotherhood end of it.
Yeah, I just thought of something, and this is something that needs to take place more in the volunteer service too. But at work every day, we eat every day. We eat either breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or sometimes 2, 3, doesn't matter. But we eat together. And that bond, the brotherhood, that I believe comes so strong from sitting with those guys, knowing you're breaking bread with a guy who might save your life in 3 minutes. So that's a weight, but that's an awesome weight, I feel.
Absolutely. I agree 100%.
Well, Matt, we really appreciate you coming on. And
thanks for having me.
Yeah, Matt, hold on 1 minute.
For our sponsor, we got FireCam. We wanted to give away a FireCam to you to
Yeah.
show our appreciation for the
Yeah,
grab you made. And
absolutely,
the great
man.
job
You
you
deserve
did.
it.
Thanks.
I don't know
appreciate
what if you guys have a policy on cameras or whatever,
Yeah,
but
we do, but yeah.
yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, hey, congratulations.
Yeah,
Thank you. I
so,
appreciate it.
well, the other option, if the FireCam doesn't work for you, we can do their fire flashlight too. So we'll
Yeah,
talk to you
yeah,
after the show. We'll hook you up something. We just want to show you our appreciation for the job well done out there.
It works. I
And I
appreciate
really
it.
appreciate you coming on the show and sharing stories with us.
Thank you.
Yeah, brother. Hope I talk to you soon, man.
Absolutely. Yep.
All right. I appreciate it, man. Take care. Be safe out there.
Yeah. Same to you. Thank you.
Thanks, brother.
All right. So that was awesome to hear that story.
Yeah, that was really cool, man. Listen, you don't know. I work short staff. I wouldn't say short staff. I work staffed with what we have in the city. And back when I first come on a job in 01, there was 4 guys on. It's 2 guys on the engine, 2 guys on the truck, and one of the guys on the truck was the deputy chief.
Yeah.
So, and when I came on, there was a couple deputies that were up in age, and they were looking forward to retirement. So that I want a 30-year-old in that seat. So what I'm saying is, I know what it's like. I know what it's like to stretch a line into a second floor, down a hallway, force a door before any firefighter is even in the building.
Mm-hmm.
So I totally understand where he's coming from.
Yeah, and I mean it's a growing trend in the fire service, whether it's volunteer or career.
Right.
It's just don't have the staffing.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because like in other public safety sectors, it seems like more attention is given to the staffing. Like the police department, it seems like the police department usually gets staffed pretty well.
I think you're seeing that it's evolving to the point where you're gonna have communities that just can't get the recruitment to put rigs on the road.
Yeah.
And it's a fact of life, and it has to be either mergers, it has to be paid staff, career, firefighters, mm-hmm. Hopefully not some crazy hybrid where I got to wait for somebody to do something. Like I want guys in the firehouse or girls, whatever, in the firehouse to do this job. That's how I feel. I have a pretty strong opinion on that. And I can offend some people for it. Well, I don't care. I really don't.
No, but I mean, obviously I've never been a career firefighter. I've been a volunteer firefighter,
your whole life.
Yeah, whole life. But and I know back in the day, just in our fire department too, like the manpower and then the quickness out the door was vastly different than what it is today. But just look at that situation. I mean, like it's no knock on the volunteer fire service or anything. I think the volunteer fire service is great as long as you're getting adequate manpower and you're getting out the door quick.
Sure,
but God
bless them.
Yeah, but any delay in that situation in Charleroi, that guy probably wouldn't have made it.
No, he probably wouldn't.
So,
I'm not an expert, but
yeah, but that's just something to say about it. But we wanted to do a video too here of speaking of short staffing. We wanted to watch a video of that we were sent in for Whitehall Fire Company on a car fire they had. Yeah, so it looks like they 2-man crew there. I believe I'm not 100% sure. I believe that Whitehall just recently, within maybe last year, couple years, started a shift crew too during the day. So I believe those guys might have been working their shift crew.
Okay.
So I know the one Lee Price used to be their fire chief, but
yeah, mad shout out to Lee. He obviously was in the crew of guys that raised me up in the firehouse. So what's up, Lee?
Little stat about Lee's over 8,000 fire calls in his career that he responded to. He's in his not embarrassing, but he's in his mid-60s and still doing it.
He looks great.
Yeah, he does.
I haven't seen Lee in a while, and he looks great, man. Good job, brother.
So I wanted to get into some news stories, but this sort of gets into some of the things we're just talking about. In Leechburg, Allegheny Township, they have a tax for their 2 fire departments, and they get $50,000 a year off the tax. Excuse me. On top of that, the township gives them $11,000 to pay for their workers' comp insurance. But I guess this year, due to shortfalls in the budget, the municipality decided to cut that $11,000 out of their budget and let the fire department cover that insurance workman's comp with their $50,000. But I was saying, like, it's just so insane. It's 2 fire departments in their community. They get $61,000 a year budget to them, and they're cutting their budget because the borough is trying to cut, their budget in other areas, which I get. Every municipality has financial difficulties, but you're cutting a budget for 2 fire departments that you're paying $61,000 a year for. Like, that's not even a salary of like 1 police officer. It's like a half a salary.
It's not even, a benefit package for a career firefighter making a living salary. That's not even half. I know what the numbers are. It's not even half.
So, I don't know much about these departments out there. I just read the news story and I thought it was interesting. But so you got these guys volunteering, giving their all to try to protect the community, and I think it's insane that they're cutting $11,000 out of their budget.
The borough of Leechburg should think really deep down. Think about if they didn't have anywhere to. Everybody just walked away.
Yeah, if they didn't have a volunteer fire department, how much they'd be paying a year?
I think you should probably add a 0 to that, Leechburg.
Yeah. So they ultimately, I guess, went through the last council meeting, and they decided to reinstate the $11,000 for this year, but they're going to revisit next year in the budget. So hopefully they do better for their volunteer fire departments out there next year in their budget. The other news story, big news story this past week, is big fire in Massachusetts.
Fall River.
Yeah, Fall River, Massachusetts. It was assisted living facility. 9 confirmed dead. Multiple grabs by the fire department there. So I don't know a lot about that area, obviously, but I guess it's a paid fire department.
Yeah,
I know after the fire, the IAFF came out, was criticizing the manpower.
Well, and if you have anything else,
go ahead. Yeah.
So anyway, right before we came on to the podcast, I was looking through my Facebook, and I obviously follow the IAFF, and they had come out it was like 4 minutes prior to what's going on. They published this article, and it says here, strong union advocacy leads to critical staffing increase in Fall River after the deadly fire. So basically, our union president went to Fall River. I'm assuming it's not that far away from Boston. He's a Boston guy, and I guess made a speech because they've been cutting their staffing and whatever. And
so they increased staffing already?
Yeah. So I'm going to brief the article real quick for you. I know we have a couple minutes, I think. Just 2 days after a fire killed 9 and left dozens more injured, Fall River, Massachusetts will increase the number of firefighters assigned to the city's fire companies through the strong advocacy of the IAFF General President Edward Kelly. Edzo is his nickname, and district leaders and state leaders. Until now, only 2 of the city's 10 fire companies. So they're a moderate-sized department. They got 10 houses. Yeah. So the 10 companies met the national safety standard of 4 firefighters per company. So 4 firefighters per rig is the NFPA standard, or the NFPA recommendation, or however you say that. Under the plan, 6 companies were brought up to that standard. The change is a direct result of the IFS tireless push for safer staffing levels. So, yeah, I mean, and it, it's like shutting the barn door after the horses get out type of situation. But at least Fall River is recognizing the fact that they don't have enough people on their first alarm to accommodate that big target hazard. I don't know if you've seen the photos or not, but it was a big kind of like a U-shaped type of building, multiple story. You think of the worst, hope for the best, but you got to plan for the worst. And if my plan is to rescue 30 people in a matter of, say, I don't know, a 5-10 minute span upon my arrival, can I do it with the people that I have working right now? And apparently they believe they fell short because of the staffing issues.
Well, it's great that got changed. The interview I've seen with the fire chief, that apparently everybody's sort of pointing at each other.
Yeah, well, that always happens. That was a tragedy like that.
The municipality said, "Hey, the fire chief's in charge of staffing. We rely on what he says." And then the fire chief initially,
so they threw him under the bus.
Yeah, and the fire chief initially said that obviously he doesn't know the additional staffing would have made a difference or not. You could have had 100 more firefighters there, and obviously there's people still going to die. And I get that, but obviously the more firefighters you have, the better chance of rescues you're going to make.
I have common sense. You have common sense.
Right.
I mean,
so I guess it sounds like, but that's great that they,
yeah, I said it just was published by the IFF. So, I mean,
yeah, too bad. I mean, it could have been handled before, and maybe some more lives would have got saved from that situation.
Well, I'm not going to quarter money more about anything.
No, right. But I mean, obviously, to me, I think the more staff you have, the better chance you're going to make those rescues. So
again,
but
yes,
yeah. So that's great. At least something good, and hopefully came out of that. And,
yeah.
But so want to go back to our sponsor, FireCam. So one of the new products that FireCam has is a blackjack flashlight. It's a must-have for interior firefighting. It has an adjustable beam for firefighting dark smoke-filled environments with 1,000 lumen light. It's been tested and approved by firefighting professionals. The rugged design is enhanced with a drop-resistant rating of up to 4 feet, and it will withstand the rigorous firefighting environment. It also can mount on your helmet. It has 4 different modes: high beam, medium beam, low beam, and strobe. Adjustable to spot to flood. And the one thing I like about it, it's rechargeable. It's got a USB-C sealed charging port. So you can always plug it in, keep it charged up, ready to go for the next fire you go into. One of the things in my career, especially back when I was more of an interior guy, I loved having a good flashlight.
Yeah, I used to carry 2.
Yeah.
I always redundant. I had 2 when I was captain, and on the floor, I always had a shoulder light and a right angle light on me at all times. So because if you don't have the one you brought, it's probably going to not work.
Yep. So then thanks again to our sponsor, FireCam. They're making it possible for the first 200 subscribers on our X channel to be entered to win one of those flashlights. So we're going to pick out of our first 200 subscribers on X. We're going to pick somebody to win one of those flashlights. And we'll also be talking to our guest tonight, Matt. Maybe he'll get a flashlight instead of a helmet cam.
Yeah.
We'll see what he wants. But cool. Again, thanks to FireCam. That's brought to you by FireCam. So that's pretty much all I had for the news stories here. Geno, anything you want to wrap up with?
Yeah, you got that photo. And listen, before we put the photo up, hold on a minute. I'm not going to apologize, but I'm going to just say, hey, I'm using this photo, and if you don't like me anymore, whatever. So go ahead and throw the photo up, Keith. So I just come off my 24-hour shift this morning, 8 a.m. And yesterday on my 24-hour shift, I know the photo looks pretty offensive, but it's not what you think it is. So anyway, I was informed when I got to work that one of my new guys who I adore fish, his is 90-day dinner. So if there's a tradition in the city, or at least in McKeesport, that when you come off probation, you cook a meal for the guys. And we're not allowed to tell you what to cook. It's up to you. We have to eat it. But it's usually an adventure because a lot of times it's a young guy and they might not be the best chefs in the world. But so the day is progressing, and at 5 o'clock, I was up in my office doing some reports, and I come out of my office just to get some fresh air, and smoke in the bay is to the floor. Literally to the floor, but it was cooking. I could tell something was going on the grill. I thought he was running the smoker, to be honest with you. I didn't really know. But anyway, as I peeked my head through the smoke of what I could see, now the garage doors are open, I see the girls pretty much fully involved. So I just nonchalantly walked back into the kitchen where he's prepping another part of the meal, and I opened up the door and I just said, hey, your girl's on fire. This was the result of Fish's first attempt for his probationary dinner last night. We righted the wrong, and Fish's meal was a success. And I hope that my fire chief never takes Fish off of me because he's a good fit.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know how well I'd do there because I'm a very picky eater, so I don't think I could just subject myself to eat anything that's being.
You would just be the weird guy eating in the corner, by yourself.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Definitely be the weird guy.
That's all right. As long as you get on the rig and fight fire, man.
Let's see. Well, so I just want to remind everybody, we really appreciate if you go to our channel, YouTube channel, like and subscribe. Really helps us out. If you guys want to see these future episodes of our podcast, make sure to support us by going to YouTube, like and subscribe at the channel. Also, a reminder for the FireCam giveaway for YouTube, first 500 subscribers. Go to our X channel. You get the first 200 subscribers. We're going to enter you into a drawing to win one of the flashlights. And last but not least, any comments that we highlight during our shows, we're going to enter you to win a potential gift card for Amazon $25 gift card. So we'll be drawing that probably at the end of the month. That's pretty much all I have. So, Geno, you got anything?
The only thing I got left is peace. Try not to suck.
All right. We'll see you all next week at 7 p.m.